How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Today's subject matter is about a great person who has inspired me, and I hope her story will inspire you if you have not heard about this great individual that I'm about to speak about in the real estate industry, who if you're new like me to it, or if you've been in the game for a while as far as in regards to real estate development, rental properties, wholesaling, flipping, the whole nine, this person's story will definitely inspire you. I'm talking about the one and only, the awesome, the great, Mrs. Pam Courtney Brown. Okay, and this because her story actually reminds me why the path of ownership is actually so important nowadays. It reminds me why so many people have and continue to build their own communities, from housing communities, schools, businesses, banks, and so on. Because no matter where you live, how much money you make, you will face some sort of adversity in life, no matter what the circumstances are. Miss Pam Brown Courtney, she's from and living in Little Rock, Arkansas, was looking for and found a nice neighborhood to reside in. However, the people within the neighborhood weren't so nice to her, and it actually just took away the whole landscape of the whole neighborhood that she was trying to move into. You know, it's middle America, and usually what I've seen when you go to the, people are a lot more friendlier compared to the East Coast and West Coast. They talk to each other, say hello, how you doing, good morning. It's not a crazy thing. It's not considered flirting now, like it is on the East Coast and West Coast nowadays. But in that, it's one thing. There's various amounts of neighborhoods, especially here in the DMV area, the Washington D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area. When it boils down to it, there's a lot of nice looking neighborhoods, but a lot of people just aren't that friendly. The houses may look nice, and I'll speak from the DMV perspective, but the people who reside there are probably miserable, crazy, and disrespectful a lot of times, or just snooty. Quality of life needs to take place when, and basically looked at into more when you're purchasing a home to reside in. Outside of just a nice home, that looks great. When it comes to investing, obviously, it's a different story. But because the crazy thing is, I've seen happier people in not so nice looking neighborhoods compared to newly built homes in the suburbs. I mean, great example. I've been to South Central Los Angeles, seen some very happy looking people, don't look miserable. And that's quote unquote the hood. I've been to Southeast DC. People look a little bit happier, and it's a lot of times it's because there's that crazy thing called community there. With that being said, Miss Courtney decided that she didn't want to live in this particular neighborhood, and she decided to do the abnormal yet very intelligent thing by building her own community through her own vision. Now, obviously, most people cannot do that because they lack the financing and connections, but those that can and do always get my respect, because a lot of people can, but they don't do. And here's, it's not me just talking about it. Here's this young lady living it, okay? And you get nothing but respect from me, okay? That's just what it's all about. The name of this great entrepreneur, once again, is Miss Courtney. Now, neighborhood is called Covenant Cove Community in Little Rock, Arkansas. Please check it out if you're ever out in that area. I myself, if I ever have a reason to go to Arkansas, which I don't ever see that happening, I would definitely love to see the great work that she is doing out there. Keep up the great work, young lady. Because the article stated that Covenant Cove Community is a residential and corporate lease community built from scratch. The neighborhood consists of only 51 beautiful custom-built design homes, making Covenant Cove an exclusive destination for families. Each home comes with an array of bells and whistles, like 12-foot ceilings, architectural crown molding, hardwood, plush carpet or tile, flooring, designer paint, jacuzzi, bathtubs, which I'm like, I like that. Standalone showers, large walk-in closets, security systems, professional landscaping services, and sprinkler systems. And the love and the care Miss Courtney put into her community is evident, and the results speak loudly. Because let's be realistic about this. One of the reasons that so many people live miserable lives is because there is a real serious lack of community out there. The DMV is a great example. People go to work, they sit in traffic, they're miserable, they come home. Most of the times people don't even speak to their own neighbors, and if they do, it's maybe a, hey, how you doing? But that's about it. People aren't going to cookouts together. People aren't engaging with one another because everybody's stuck in their whole lives and whatnot. So that brings the quality of life down. And obviously that probably makes somebody just want to be on the internet more than anything else. There's more community between one another on the internet, in my personal opinion, nowadays, than there is within a lot of people within real life. And that's one of the things I notice when I go down south, that people still have that good community vibe a lot of times. Parts of the West Coast, I noticed that as well. I'm not gonna, and sometimes you see little sprinkles of that here on the East Coast, but it's usually like in a state like Virginia. Once you get like south of Fredericksburg and whatnot, that's when you start feeling that little southern vibe and whatnot. So people just, actually like talking to each other, not being rude to one another, But anyways, the article stated that given Little Rock, Arkansas's racial history, Covenant Cove community truly represents economic progress. And in my opinion, that is the only progress that people need to stay focused on in 2020 and beyond, is on the financing and the economics and implementation period and parts of it, not just the talking about it. The article ended on a very great high note, stating that self-determination and ownership is the pathway forward, and this woman is modeling it. I couldn't agree more. Little Rock has a troubled past and at times a very scary present, because unfortunately the state of Arkansas is one of the poorest states in the United States. I'm not going to say it is the poorest, but it is one of the poorest states in the United States of America. So still, Miss Pam Brown Courtney is determined to walk in her power and create a new identity for herself and her city. It matters not who is unwelcoming when you have your own. I couldn't agree more with that statement. And let's continue to focus on having our own. Mrs. Courtney, you have inspired me and so many others out there, and I know that you have definitely inspired the people of your community in Little Rock, Arkansas. And you keep up the great work, young lady. Hopefully you see this video. Please give it a thumbs up, because people like this, look at this beautiful community. Heck, that looks like a great place I'd love to live in, especially when I retire, get a quote-unquote retirement age. It reminds me of the place my grandmother lived in Denton, Texas. You know what I mean? Just simple, nice, small, convenient, and that's what most working people want. So good luck. Keep up the good work. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Glad the system is not malfunctioning on me now. I think I've worked out the kinks and the bugs. But always remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. And it's time for more and more people to start owning their own and teaming up with other people and building their own coalition so that they can be more protected and whatnot. It's all about teamwork. It makes the dream work, especially in real estate, because it's all about connections and relationships and whatnot, and expanding your portfolio and expanding your horizons and expanding your territories. So that's what it's all about, especially if you're going to be a wholesaler. You don't just want to stick to one area. You want to have as many as you can as feasibly possible and close those deals. So if you can do it virtually, great. Build teams and build relationships. That's all I'm all about right now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely check out the Carrot Bars, and hopefully you guys have a great day, all right? Take care.